Welcome to another episode of Farrell Swim Tech. I'm your host. My name is John Farrell, and this is the swim technique stream where I take user-submitted videos and I use my 15 years of racing experience and 10 years of private coaching experience to help you swim faster. So today's video is submitted by Discord user Simone, who contacted me through the Lionel Sanders Discord. Lionel Sanders is a professional triathlete, really cool guy. You should follow him. He's a lot of fun, really entertaining. He's also really good too. So we're gonna get to the video here. So just a small bit about my background before I begin. I started competitive swimming when I was about in the 3rd grade. I worked my way all the way up until I was an All-American in high school. I still have a couple local and high school records even to this day. I graduated 20 years ago. I specialized in backstroke and distance freestyle. I swam for Brigham Young University, where I also specialized in backstroke and freestyle. And I've been doing triathlons for about 3 years now. Currently, I can go, with zero training, I can go about 128 per 100. With a little bit of training, I've knocked that down to about about 121. But that's with very, very little training. Back in the day, I used to be able to go a 16:30 miles, so that's averaging 1 minute per 100. I also went a 4:36 500 and a 9:42 1000. So that's a little bit of my bona fides. So what we're going to do is we're going to look over Simone's video that he submitted. Now, full disclosure, this is not my video that I took. This was submitted by Simone. That was taken by someone else who also did a stroke technique analysis. I am not here to negate nor dispute anything that was said during that technique analysis. All I do is look and see what I see. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to crop myself, slide myself over to the side here, and we are going to watch Simone's video here. Let me crop this over. So upon reviewing the video, there's one main thing that I want to discuss, and I want to discuss distance per stroke. I think personally that's the biggest thing that Simone can be working on when watching this clip. So I want to start, what I want to do is I want to start from the side. Okay? The above water, this shot, this doesn't really tell me much. The only thing that I can tell, here, let's just start from the beginning. So all I can tell from the beginning is that I feel like his hands are not stretching out far enough when they finish the recovery. Now, for those of you that don't know, in swimming, there are 2 official phases per the arm stroke. There is the pull, which is the stuff that's below the water, and the recovery, which is the stuff that's over the water. From this overhead side view, I feel like Simone is not reaching out far enough. His elbow looks like it's bent when it enters the water. This is actually confirmed in the next shot. But overall, everything looks really smooth. There's a consistent kick. Probably can get those feet near the surface. So, all right, and right here. This is number 1. His hand entry is right there. Okay? So his hand entry is like this, and then watch what happens next. Right there. Okay, you see that angle? See that angle on the hand? So when he puts his hand in here, he pushes water forward with every stroke. Okay? Also, another thing to note is check the body alignment. The body alignment is all the way up to the surface. The toes are too far down, and the hand is actually completely underwater as he is finishing the recovery. Okay? The recovery should be done as far as possible over the water. All right? you actually should kind of reach up with your shoulders a little bit. Now, the only caveat is if you got massive shoulder problems. If you got massive shoulder problems and it's hard for you to lift back like this, then sincerely don't worry about it. Do what you got to do. That's perfectly fine. But optimally, what we want to look for is we want to look to have that hand travel over the water as much as possible. Here, let me click out. Let me click out. Nope, wrong one. There you go. So you want that hand to travel over the water as much as possible, and you want to place that hand fully reached on the water. So what Simone's doing is his hand comes over, his hand enters about here, he goes under the water and pushes that water forward. Okay, that is actively slowing you down. You are, even if your hand is like this, but even if you think, oh, no, I'm slicing through the water, you have this whole surface area of your arm that is underneath the water that is pushing that water forward. So so there's no way to reduce this to zero, but ideally we want that arm, we want to get a shoulder rotation. We want to get a shoulder rotation to get that hand over the water as much as possible before the hand enters the water, okay? Now, going back, let's talk about the body position here. Now, body position is not horrible, but it's not good at the same time. So if you see here, the legs are about a foot underneath the water. There is an obvious curve in the back right here. Okay? The shoulders are high, the head is high, which is good, but the problem is the middle back. All right? What's going on is Simone is curving his middle back, and which pushes the hips down. Ideally, that butt should be right at the surface of the water. That and legitimately what this is a posture thing. So if I'm standing here, Simone is swimming like this, or actually, let me see here. So his back is curved and his shoulders are curved forward. All right. So in order to fix this, what I recommend is a set of drills. Number one, stand up straight, reach up to the ceiling. Stand up straight, reach up to the ceiling. This will actually be incorporated into another, and this is on dry land. This is just on dry land. Look at yourself in the mirror. You want to see your back be virtually straight, okay? You don't want to curve, you don't want to reach and curve your back, but you just want to be nice and relaxed, have a straight back, and just point straight to the ceiling, all right? Because when you think about it, you are swimming in an up to down direction, okay? So let's say right here I drew a floor, okay? Simone is bending backwards if he's trying to reach up to the ceiling, all right? We want Simone to be right flat with water level, okay? What I want to do is I'm going to pull up one of my videos that I have saved, which I continue to think I need to do a whole new set of videos here. So that should be here. I really should have, there you go. I really should have had this all ready to go here. Okay. So, all right. So this is me swimming in 2000. I got my wife to get me a video. And yes, this is a sprint 100 freestyle off the blocks. Okay. So what I want you to see is the difference in body position. Feet are at the surface, butt's at the surface, shoulders are at the surface. So everything is on the surface. That's where you optimally want to be. Now, whether or not you're sprinting or doing distance, the body positioning is the same. The only main difference is the turnover of the arms and the turnover of the legs. So this is how we optimally want to swim. Now total honesty here. I'm not mocking you. I don't mock people when I do this. All I'm saying is this is how to swim better. So let's get back to that. Okay. So right here it's better, but still the feet are a whole about foot. Now the one thing I want you to notice here is also the leg bend. We want to preferably kick with the least amount of knee bend, not leg bend, knee bend. We want to kick with the least amount of knee bend possible. The reason why is stiffness. Just like we talk about stiffness with bikes, we want to have stiff legs when we kick. Because the way the kick works is you push down with your leg, the water becomes displaced, and then all of that current shoots down your leg. That's the physics of it. You are propelling water backwards by pushing it down. It's the same concept if you take a kickboard on the water and you splash someone with the kickboard. You push the kickboard down on the water, it shoots the water out backwards. That's how we want to kick. Now, if you have a really floppy kickboard, it just goes, nothing really happens. But if you have a good stiff kickboard, you really can shoot that water at a 2-lane distance. Trust me, we've done extensive testing on this as kids, splashing our friends during kick sets. So you want your legs to be really stiff. You don't want that knee bend in order to completely destroy your stiffness. So typically you want to kick from the hips. The way you can do that is just simply, here, let me get rid of the crop. So you can sit in your chair or on the floor and just kick with straight legs. Just kick with straight legs, just like this. Honestly, whenever I swim, this is about how my legs look. Just kicking just like this, about this fast. You don't need that fast of a kick. You just need to have stiff legs. Stiff legs beat fast legs almost every single time. Obviously, stiff legs plus fast legs make you a faster kicker, which we don't necessarily need in triathlon. But the big key here is that it immensely will help your body positioning because you have more surface area pushing down on the water, which helps you lift your overall body positioning up. The other thing that you can do is straighten out your lower back. So you are swimming in a vertical position, all right? So we're going to get in more into this vertical position right now as we talk about the pull path, okay? Pull path, pull path, pull path. You want to get faster in swimming, check your pull path. So let's go over his pull path, okay? So we've already talked about putting, how he is putting his hand near his head and he's pushing forward underneath the water. So remember, what we want to do is we want to try and get that elbow and get that rotation, the shoulder rotation, so the hand reaches all the way over the water, and then you grab that water. You want to minimize the amount of water you are pushing forward with each stroke, okay? That's the whole goal here. So what I want to show you is the distance per stroke. Okay, so first off, here, let me back that up a second here. Let's also no speed. Okay, so we're gonna pop this down to about 50. We're gonna pop this down at, let's go one more. Okay, 1/3 the speed here. You're gonna look fantastic. All right. So it'll take a second for it to realize what it's doing. Maybe. Wow, I've never had to do this before, said every speedrunner ever. Wow, this sucks. Why is it not going? Play. There you go. Okay, so right here. Okay, so the hand pushes down. All right, so right here, so right there. Here, let's back that up at another second here. Okay, 33% is really starting to cheese me off. It's not doing what I want it to do. Okay. Okay. Okay, so push, 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 push. Okay? His hand is now about that's about one. It's about 2 feet under the water, and now he's catching the water. Okay? That's a really, really deep catch. And what's happening is when you do this, you push water down, 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 down. You have all of this area of your arm that you're still trying to move forward in the water. What we have to understand about water is that your aerodynamics is way more important in the water than even on the bike. Okay? Because water pressure is so much greater than air pressure. That's a scientifically based fact. I am a civil engineer. I design swimming pools for a living. Water pressure is a lot. It's a lot more than air pressure. Okay? So, the more you spend pushing that arm down before the catch is the more surface area you have on your arm and your shoulder that you are trying to push through the water. All right? So what we want to do is we want to catch as early as possible. Okay? We want to catch that water almost immediately when our hand touches that water. So you're going to reach out here, place your hand in the water. Immediately, you grab that water. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, well, but my coach always told. Now remember, this is from a lot of experience and a lot of testing. Okay? This is from a lot of testing. Watch this. So my hand is here. I have now caught the water. What you do is you actively push the water backwards as you are getting your hand to the correct depth. All right? So, here's the overall idea. Here's the overall idea. I reach up. I grab a brick. I push it down. Okay? Reach, grab, push down. Reach, so my hand is somewhat in line with my head. Grab a brick, push it down. Okay, that's the idea for the pull. Reach, grab a brick, push it down. Reach, grab a brick, push it down. Okay, so when you're about in line with your face, your arm is about 90 degrees to 110 degrees. Okay? What we're doing is we are channeling as much water behind us as possible. Okay? So I said before, oh, wow, I really hope that you were able to see that. I totally forgot that I was totally to the side. I do apologize. I have two different windows that I look. One small one's right below the camera, and that one is not. Yeah. This is such a professional setup. I love it. Okay, so the overall idea is that we swim in an upwards position, okay? So it's like we said before. If you take someone swimming, take a picture, draw a wall or draw a floor underneath their feet. They should be standing up. Because if you stand up and reach your hand up, you're reaching towards the sky. When you are in the pool, your up is the other side of the pool, or that first buoy, or whatever your destination object is, okay? That is your up. So you are going to reach up and push down, okay? Now, what Simone's doing is he's reaching up, push, 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 push. Now he's engaging the pull. And trust me, this is very, very common, very common. Lots of people push that water down, then they engage in the pull. Here's the reason why. There's a lot of coaches that truly believe that you need to catch the deep water first. This is where I differ from a lot of coaches. I believe you should grab that water as soon as possible. And as you're pushing down, you're going to bend the elbow, and that elbow bend is going to cause the depth. That's going to cause the depth that you want. This does two things. Number one, this engages this whole muscle system, your pectorals, your biceps, your triceps, your lats, and the wrist, okay? This engages everything insanely sooner than pop, 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 pop. Now you're grabbing it, all right? Number two, you are not wasting energy pushing water in the wrong direction, okay? We want to go forward. And the only way to go forward is pushing water in the opposite direction. So pushing water in any other direction is completely pointless. We want to minimize that as much as possible. That's the whole reason for this idea. It is purely based in physical science. Physics. Science! So when we reach forward here, what we're doing is we're grabbing the water, and as we come here, we're bending the elbow, so then the arm and the shoulder, all this stuff is actively bringing water backwards, okay? Actively bringing it backwards, and then you follow through with the end of the push. So, now, how do we even begin to practice this, okay? This is how I recommend it. So, well, what you do, let me, darn my green screen. All right, okay. Let's do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to reach forward with our arm, okay? So we're going to do is catch the water, okay? Catch the water. Keep that arm extended. Don't catch it here. Catch it here, okay? So you are catching the water. And then what you want to do is you want to practice bringing that hand to your belly button, all right? Catch, bend that elbow to the belly button. Catch, elbow to belly button. Catch, elbow to belly button, okay? So what you're seeing is I've already grabbed my brick. You got to envision there's bricks of water here, okay? Just grab that brick, push it back to your belly button. Now, you're going to see my arm bend. Arm bend right here is about 90 degrees. Now, here's a trick to learning how to do this elbow bend. This elbow bend is really tough for some people because a lot of people, they want to push that arm down and follow it through all the way back. This is what I call the half moon pull. See, so you start here, watch the fingers. Fingers draws about a half circle, all right? So what we want to do is we want to learn how to bend that elbow outwards, okay? And we want to get it in the right thing. We don't want it to be up here. We don't want it to be all the way down here. Somewhere in this region is where our hands want to be when we're pulling, okay? So a trick is hold your arm out, make a bicep, okay? So this now is fully engaged. Full elbow bend right here, okay? Now what you want to do is extend your arm and flex your tricep, okay? Flexing your tricep, contracting your tricep makes your arm go straight, okay? Your bicep's a little squishy, your tricep is hard. Now what you want to do is you want to flex both your bicep and your tricep. Let your hand go limp, okay? So right here, that's about 90 degrees. Sorry, that's about 90 degrees right here. So just a little bit more, that's your 110. So scoop, bring it to the belly button, push it all the way back, okay? Scoop, belly button, push all the way back. Up and over, scoop, belly button, push all the way back, okay? That's step number one, is visualizing the elbow out, hand in. Number one, This decreases the surface area. If you're down here, you got all this surface area that you're pushing. This decreases the amount of surface area that you're trying to push forward in the water. Because remember, as we're actively pulling water backwards, we are actively pushing water forward just because of our body shape. We want to minimize that as much as possible. By doing this, we are shortening the amount of stuff that we are pushing through the water, and we're engaging stronger muscle groups in the process. All right, so that's step number one. Step number one is just reach out, scoop the water, push to the belly button. Step two is doing that, reaching up, grab your brick, push down. Okay? Reach up, grab your brick, push down. All right? Now, couple things to help with it, a couple more items to help with this. Number one, when we do our recovery, we want our hand to be towards the inside. Okay? Hands toward the inside, easy to bend that elbow out. Hands toward the outside, our hand wants to go to the outside or straight down. Number two, we want to have our hand angled inward. We don't want to have our hand straight down. Okay? Hand straight down, that's going to make you want to extend the elbow and push that hand downward. When our hand is here, when our hand is about here, it's much easier to maintain that elbow and the hand position as you push backwards, okay? So, just every time you finish a stroke, just have your hand like this. It's going to make your life a lot easier learning this pull. Okay, so that's enough on the front end. Let's talk about the back end of the pull, okay? So let me shift myself over again, and off we go. So right here, let me show it with this arm. Okay, so that arm comes down, okay, and right here, okay, that arm is immediately coming up right here, okay, watch. Okay, so the hand barely gets to the hip. Here, well, let's watch again, okay? So full extension. Now he's grabbing the water. Okay, now right here, you're going to see it come straight up. So there you go. So right here, the hand is, actually, no, I lied. I thought I saw it come straight up, but you see here, right there, his hand is going to come up right at his hip. His elbow was bent. Okay? The elbow is bent. You're not finishing your stroke. Okay? You're not finishing your stroke. You're getting to about here. Here, let me get the right perspective here. You're getting to about here. Okay? And then that hand is coming out. We want to finish the stroke. We want to push that you want to push that hand all the way to the back as much as possible. The only reason you wouldn't do this is if you are doing a sprinting stroke, which I know you're not doing. If you're doing a sprinter stroke, it's perfectly okay to shorten up the back end just because you're getting so much more, you're putting so much more power on the front end. Unless you're a very highly trained athlete, being able to push all the way to the back and get it up with enough speed to really be doing sprinting, it's not going to work. However, with distance, we want to maximize that distance per stroke. That increases our overall stroke efficiency. So we want to push all the way back before that elbow comes up and over. All right. So there was a better shot up here of the overhead shot where you can see this a lot clearer. Let's see here. Okay, let's get to the overhead shot. There you go. Okay. All right, right there. Okay, watch left arm. So pull, 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 boom. Okay? That elbow is completely bent. That arm is coming straight out of the water. We want to finish our stroke every time. We want to finish our stroke and start our stroke with as much distance as possible. So, Simone, right now, you're kind of cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself on both ends of the stroke. Number one, you push down so far, you are missing a lot of opportunities to have already grabbed that water and pushed it backwards. Number two, on the back end, you're missing about 6 to 8 inches per stroke that you could be pushing more water backwards. Okay? So, just like I said, that one is more of an optimization. The grabbing the water at the front, way more important. Finishing your stroke, it will definitely help, but it's not necessarily a deal killer. If you kind of understand what I'm saying. There's priorities on these things. I would say number one, get rid of that deep catch. That deep catch is really, really holding you back. Number two, get the hand over the water. Don't put the hand in right in front of your face. Reach over the water just about another foot more before that hand enters the water. Number three, finish your stroke. I would also put in with number two, kind of fix your body positioning on the water. So one other thing that I have seen, I worked with a pro triathlete a couple weeks ago. His body position overall was low in the water. What I had him do was do streamline kick on the surface, okay? Start with streamline kick on the surface, and what you want to do is just envision yourself reaching up, okay? Also, if you have a snorkel, this is a great opportunity to use that snorkel. But for those of you that don't know, the Rhino snorkel, I got it over my bag. I don't want to run over and grab it. The Rhino snorkel is probably, if you have body positioning issues, the Rhino snorkel is going to be your absolute best friend. Because what this does is this allows you to do stuff without worrying about breathing. Okay? You can keep that face in the water. You can really focus on the overall position of your body, and you can continuously breathe. What I very much so recommend is you do some streamline kicking on the surface of the water. So you're going to hold your streamline position, and you are simply going to kick on the surface. What you're focusing on is, number one, getting your feet out of the water every single time you kick. Number two, you want your butt literally at the surface of the water. Number three, straight legs. Focus on learning how to push water backwards with straight legs, avoiding knee bending as much as humanly possible, okay? Then what you want to do is you then want to add the arms. Sorry, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Yawning is a part of my life. So you want to start adding in single arm pulls, and the single arm pulls are with zero force behind it. All you're doing is just moving your arms and maintaining that high body positioning on the water. Just start being able to move your arms one at a time. Take it, split the pool in half, swim about 12 and a half yards with your right arm, swim the other 12 and a half with the left arm. What this does is this gets you accustomed to being on top of the water, moving your arms and your legs, okay? Then after you do a couple, I'd say do about 425s. This is a drill, 425s of that. Then after that, add both arms, right arm, left arm. Same thing, zero force on the arms. All they're doing is just moving. Your kick is what's propelling you forward. Your arms are just along for the ride. You're putting zero extra pressure on your arms, just simply moving them from the front to the back while maintaining that high body positioning with the Rhino snorkel. If you don't have a Rhino snorkel, this makes your life a little bit harder, but quite honestly, for us in triathlon, when we spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on equipment, a $35 snorkel will revolutionize your training, especially when you do technique. I cannot recommend it enough. So, get on top of the water, get that kick going, nice and steady kick. It doesn't have to be a fast kick, just a steady, consistent kick. okay? Move those arms, get used to being on top of the water. Repeat that a couple times, on different workouts. I can almost guarantee you're going to see a huge difference in your body positioning. But the whole idea is you are reaching up to the sky. That's your concept. You're reaching up to the sky. And if you need to, go home with a yoga mat, lie flat on your stomach, just kind of have a pillow for your forehead. Just kind of envision yourself streamlining on a flat floor, okay? Then get in front of a mirror, do that same position standing up. Have someone watch you, check and see. Are you bending backwards? Are you bending forwards? What is your streamline posture? Another good thing to do is actually do streamlines in the water. Push off. Yeah, you know what? We're going to end with this. I've given you plenty to work on. All right, let me pop myself back to full screen here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to also work on pushing off under the water in a streamline and seeing where we go. Do we tend to just pop towards the surface? Do we tend to go down? Do we tend to go straight? You want to go straight. Spoiler alert. So hold up. All right, there you go. Excuse me. So, Simone, those are some things to work on. So let me do one last quick recap. Number one, catch that water as soon as possible. Avoid pushing down water before you catch it. I know this is probably going to be radically different than you've ever heard a lot of coaches say it. Trust me, this is what I do. It works. And there's a lot of physics behind it, which I explained earlier in the video. Number two, finish your pull on the back end, okay? Push that water all the way back on the back end. 2A, work on that body positioning. Try and get your leg, your ultimate goal is 3 points of contact with the water. Shoulders, butt, feet. All three of those should be in contact with the air surface as much as possible, okay? Work on posture, work on straightening, and work on streamline kicking, no kickboard, okay? Absolutely zero kickboard. Buy a snorkel if necessary. Number three, finish your... Actually, no, that was already number two. I should probably write these things down before I do this thing. Like I say, I do this as a one-take thing just because I have zero time to edit. So you get what you get. Sorry about that. So, yep, so that's going to be it, Simone. So thank you all so much for tuning in, everyone that did. If you like what you see here, please hit that subscribe button. I do these videos somewhat regularly. Also, in terms of monetary compensation, I do not charge a set fee for these videos. This is a pay what you want. I will be sending Simone a link to my Venmo where if he feels that he is able to, donations go towards the triathlon/children's milkshake fund. This is not my job. I design swimming pools and fake rocks for a living. This is what I do for some extra side cash. So if you can donate, that'd be fantastic. Also, any of you watching the film, if watching this video, if you have any questions whatsoever about anything that I have discussed, please, theferrell@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know. Also, if you want me to review your video, just send me your own video. I will check it out and do it. Also, if you live in the Los Angeles County area, I do in-person swim lessons. So if you are interested in that, shoot me an email. If you live in LA County, Ventura County, if you want to drive down, San Bernardino County, Orange County, or even San Diego County, any of those counties, if you want to come on up and do a swim lesson with me, shoot me an email. We'll get something set up. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and also just a shout out to Lionel Sanders for having such a fantastic Discord. The moderators are very awesome. They allow me to simply spout anything I want to about swimming, and that makes me very happy. So until next time, my friends, keep swimming, keep training, and until later, good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.